are about to get thrown in.
Here's to no technical difficulties.
No kidding. Looking forward to this one. I smoked what did I smoke earlier? I smoked I smoked that small batch cigar that came in today.
Which one?
The Franken the Claudenstein.
Yeah.
All right, it's showing us live now. Quakes, what is going on, brother? Got an early bird. The Claudenstein. Mike, what is going on? Ventez, what is going on? Tyler, what is going on? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up or thumbs down on y'all way in.
Hey, Ventez.
How's everybody doing this afternoon? As y'all see in the title of the video, this will be a live cigar review from Crown Head's newest offering, the Los Calaveras 2020. Me and James will be smoking the LC56. I have already had the 48. I believe James has had another. Did you have the Robusto?
I had whichever one. It's the other size. Yeah, the Robusto.
I think you smoked. Yeah. So he's had the Robusto. I've had the 48 ring gauge. So we're gonna be smoking the 56 ring gauge. Tell you what we think about it.
Yeah, that the Robusto's the 5x52. So
yeah. Got some Sean, what's going on? Cousin Chip Daddy, what is going on? Don Collins' mom. Tyler said debated on coming out to have a cigar. It's 100 degrees. Yes, it is very hot outside here too. That is why I'm very happy I have my sunroom. I got to get my AC fixed ASAP though, but it is very hot outside.
Yeah, it's like finally not hot, but I mean it's not cold, but the wind just feels great right now.
Yeah, it is. Like Nikki got home, it was like it's so hot outside. I was like, trust me, I know. I walked outside for like 3 minutes when I was leaving the testing site today.
Quakes, I just had one of those the other day, man.
I've only had one of those. I don't remember it though.
Yeah, that's why I grabbed it. I couldn't remember if I liked it or not.
I think that's the one that Jack Toronto speaks really highly about.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we got enough in here to start. So as mentioned earlier, this is the LC56. So this is a 5x56 Vitola. Has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan bind with Nicaraguan fillers.
Yep.
Really nice looking cigar. I was just telling James offline, I really like how they chose the purple this year. I like that Laker purple. It looks good.
Go Lake Show, baby.
Go Lake Show.
You about to get another chip.
I hope so.
Dude,
I ain't really getting much off the body of it.
Really?
Like I'm just getting like a paper bag smell almost.
Yeah, exactly. I still think it's like a very sweet one, though. You know what I mean?
I can see that. I'm getting like a fruit note on the foot.
Yeah.
Almost like berry.
I'll tell you what, man. I love the little foot band they do. It's simple, right? Just crowned heads, but that logo is just so clean in that gold, man.
I was thinking about that. Crown Heads probably has my favorite logo. It's just it covers everything. It's kind of new school. It's kind of vintage. It's not too elaborate, but it's simple and it's powerful. Like I like when I throw the PNGs when I do reviews of Crown Head cigars. I've always liked their logo.
Yeah, it's my pet peeve with like cursive, or italicized, whatever you want to call it. Like, is you just can't read it at some point.
Yep.
Like that one, it's clean. It's very elegant.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, it's very simple, but see if y'all can see that. And they started doing these foot bands last year. So if you're looking for vintages of mule kicks and things like that, if it doesn't have a foot band, it's older than 2019. Just a FYI. I forgot my XO, so I have to use my Enzo today.
Oh, I got the V-cut, Old Faithful, man.
I'd be good. You'd be able to give people. I know we got some V-cut fans here too, so they'll be able to pay attention.
This was one of my older ones, about 8 years now. It's got some wear and tear on it, but
still running like a champ.
Oh man, that blade is still as sharp as the day I got it. So Nova,
what's going on, man?
Nah, these won't be in the subscription. So this year is kind of it's in the press release from Huber and Crown Heads. They talk about it being a hard reset, in terms of their, not the belief in the view of the stick, but so over the last couple of years, the production quantity has drastically increased. I think past the point of what John had originally wanted. And Ron, you could speak to this because you know John a little better. So they cut the production back down to 1,000 this year.
Yep.
So this is, I don't want to say it's going to be hard to get, you know, it's out there, but it's one of those,
Right.
there's not going to be many boxes sitting around like there used to be the other ones.
Yeah. Agreed. Miss Prudence, how's it going? We got David in the chat. Mystical Gent, what is going on? I know Mystical has been smoking the mess out of these. I've been seeing pictures. Smoked one yesterday, was better than the day before. I think this one will keep getting better. I smoked the 48 ring gauge. It was really nice in the first half, got some nice spice on it, a nice pepper, but after that first half, it just got kind of bitter, and I had to end up pitching it out. I think I was actually even telling James, I think with some time it's gonna get better too. So completely agree with it.
Hey, what's up, Dave? I see you. Yeah, I'm that ginger guy. I'll never get away from that. I love my red hair. Come on, Alex. Power through. Oh, I know, man. It's you know, it's typical John Huber on the draw right away. It tastes like what all his, I hate to say it that way, but
he likes Habano though, man. It's on record with him saying Habano's his favorite rapper.
But I don't know if I've ever like cut crown heads and ever had a problem, you know, with it being too tight. It's just his construction off the bat is just always perfect.
Yep. So this one immediately is kind of reminded me of the 48, but just not as intense. I'm still getting some black pepper. Like probably maybe I would want to say the spice is kind of in the cayenne, red chili pepper family for me.
I agree with the pepper. I'm definitely not getting the cayenne. Ooh, never mind. I lied. I got it on the retro there.
Yep.
There it was. It's sitting.
Getting some cinnamon in there too. Actually, disregard the cinnamon note. I'm getting brown sugar. That's what it is. See, but you know what? That's what I tell people. That's the importance of the Retrohaling.
Yeah, I got like a creamy leather. That's
I'm getting cream in there too. I would almost say it's reminding me of a wafer almost.
I would agree with that. That's impressive on that retro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying though. People like look at me like, oh, you're being like, no, man. You miss sometimes if you don't retro, you miss a lot of stuff on a cigar, man.
Mm-hmm.
No bacon spice quakes. Delbo, what's going on, family? Vente is a V-cut guy. Quakes is also a V-cut guy. Alex says I have the 2018 I'm going to do a review on, or a review later on. It's 104 around here now. Yeah, man.
Nah, power through that, man.
Yeah, this retro is nice though.
Yeah. So, Ron, this was rolled at the My Father factory again, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So John is in kind of a hard position. So when he got the relationship with the Garcia family, obviously with Pete Johnson, having the connection with them, but the Garcia a couple of years ago had decided to slow down their producing for other companies. So John is not allowed to make any new lines or anything through the Garcia factory. It's like I think they only make the Jericho Hill, the Los Calaveras, maybe a couple others. But if he wanted to do something new, he couldn't go through the Garcia family. This is grandfathered in though.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Yep. Hey Rod, what is going on? Hot as hell in Alabama. I bet it, man. It's hot. I think it's hot everywhere. I think everywhere in the world is hot right now.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, A-Rod? I hope the travels went well today, buddy. Hope your wife's doing okay.
So far, so good.
Actually,
starting out a little bit better than the 48, which I'm.
Are you getting like any citrus at all? Because I've got this light little layer of citrus every time I take another puff.
I could see that. Really faint for me though.
Yeah, that's exactly. Every puff is just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I could see that.
I have a feeling by the end of this first third, start of the second, it's going to be like a symphony of citrus. I'm calling it.
Yeah,
now.
this is the pepper's died off, or it's still there, but it's died off. Oh, so that was another thing I was going to mention too. So I don't know how many people realize this too, but so when you first lighted the cigar, and I'm bad about this too. We always get like cherry notes or intense black pepper and all that, but a lot of people don't realize that's actually from the combustion of when you're lighting the cigar. That's why a lot of times when you light a cigar, you'll have some similar notes on a lot of it.
Yeah. I'm showing A-Rod, this is what we're smoking, buddy.
So can you guys speak on the Brulee sample pack again? I don't want to mess anything up, Prudence, so I'm going to let the man speak about the Brulee sampler.
Nah, I haven't been the man this week, so I appreciate that. But Prudence, many people, it's a running joke, and I think it's almost like an annoyance to Steve Saka of Dunbarton Tobacco, that his Brulee has a sweetened tip, and they are adamant it does not. He's gone as far to say, though, it potentially might be rolled on a table where sweetened cigars are rolled, so there's just a contamination effect. So to kind of like prove to people that his stuff isn't, excuse me, he created a STFU, obviously shut the up, or he calls it Saka's Taste for Yourself acronym. And so there's 4 cigars in there. One will be a as is Brulee, one will be a kind of sweetened, one will be an overly sweetened, and then the 4th is a version that he is messing with us and is not quite telling us yet. But you're going to get all of them unbanded. They're all going to be the same dimensions, ring gauge, length, and you're going to get them in August. And then in September, he's actually going to tell people what they were. And so he's really going to challenge people to, I've heard through the grapevine, he's going to have a website where you upload your data kind of thing. And he wants to see what the people think. And then he's going to reveal to the world what they are. And I think it's a really cool concept that, like what other way to kind of go and share and get the community together around a product that I don't want to call it controversial, but I mean, I've heard enough of their reps and their brokers.
Anytime anybody's interviewing Steve or anything, that's a question that's going to be brought up.
Yeah. So Black Lion is selling it, and I had told Ron that we're one of, I think there's only 25, 30, it might be more, to actually be honest, retailers, both brick and mortar, online, who are selling the packs. And so it's not going to be everywhere. You've got to really ask your brick and mortar to bring it in if you're interested. But we are a big Dunbarton company, so we'll have it. So I said, Ron, it'd be cool to engage the Army in this type of way. Open up the Zoom chat to everybody. Come on in, we can smoke them together, talk about them, what we're getting, what we're thinking, and then wait for the official reveal. So
Quakes had a quick question too, James. He said, I have trouble retrohaling. Any recommendations?
Practice by yourself.
Yeah. That's where, for me, bundles, just grab some bundle cigars or something cheap. That way you aren't just blowing your nostrils out or wasting any good cigars.
I was just going to say, grab a couple Connecticut's too, typically. Don't go anything, I don't know, full body, full strength, because you're going to pay for that one. But I think the trick that most people think is you got to like inhale and out the nose right away. Let it sit in your mouth a little bit. Practice that technique of letting the smoke cool down and then out. And so this is one of the areas that Ron and I don't agree. And we've had this conversation a couple times. It's all preference. So I try to retrohale as little as possible. I'm like once or 2 times every third. So in a total lifespan of a stick, I retrohale 3 to 6 times. Mm-hmm. When I'm reviewing, I'll probably do a little more. Everybody else, I know Ron, he retrohales frequently. We've got another buddy, he retrohales pretty much every single time. And so that stuff takes practice. You've got to condition your the nasal passages and all that stuff to accept the smoke and to, not cry. I'll be honest, the first couple times I cried a little bit. So,
and I was gonna say too. So for me, when you're first retrohaling, when you're trying it, so I'll show you an example. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some smoke in my mouth, release some smoke, and then try to do it. So when you start getting really, really good at it, you don't have to let smoke out. You could just do it on demand, and then it becomes a habit. But when you're letting the smoke out your mouth, push your tongue up to the top of the roof of your mouth and just literally blow out your nose. So if you're trying to keeping your mouth closed, keep your mouth closed, put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and just breathe out.
Yeah. Yeah, it just takes time. I mean, it's a skill set, you know. And like I said, it just don't try to do it at the lounge by yourself for the first time. Just do it at home. Do it in the car. You'll pay for it later.
I like watching stuff too, because you can always tell the people that retrohale enough to where it doesn't bother them, and you can tell people that just don't. Like it just destroys that nasal cavity. So like he was saying, you just have to practice, and you'll get used to it. And before long, you'll just do it out of habit, man. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I really mean this. Like, be able to control and like keep the smoke in your mouth to cool down. Because, you know, I saw Mr. Ryan's comment. I'm not even going to try to butcher your name, man. I'm sorry. You know, waiting till the second, third, because it's hot. You know, just if you can let it sit in your mouth for like 3-4 seconds before it goes out your nose, I promise you, it'll cool down enough that you know, it's going on. You'll be able to handle it.
The mom made a good comment, and I'm gonna comment on this too. He said, "Sup, fellas, smoking the Supreme Leaf. I can't keep this thing lit, but it's a good stick." So,
how do you say his name? Because I butchered it. I didn't want to try it.
I think I'm pronouncing it. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong too. I just call him Thamon.
Thamon, okay, cool, thanks.
But yeah. So when I smoked the sample that I got before it released, you guys noticed in the video I had a few touch-up issues, and normally I don't. I pace myself, so usually I don't have burn issues that bad. But I can agree, I've smoked a couple others since the release, and that's why I was mentioning when you get them in, probably sit them for a week or two. But I don't blame you for smoking one to at least see what you got. But you can press on them and stuff even when you're getting them fresh out of these boxes. You can just tell they just need to sit a little bit. So that moisture is going to make it where it's probably keeping it hard for you to get keep it lit. And then of course the moisture from your mouth always entering into the head of the cigar is gonna be all playing a factor in it.
Yep. Campos, I see you. Stop being that dude. Don't DM me on Discord either while I'm trying to do this stuff, man.
Julio said, good. Just got home from work, grabbing a Habano Perfecto and relaxing for Retrohaling. I learned on Don Carlos #3. Arnold said, wear your shades. I'm inside, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, transitions are the best thing in the world. And listen, that Don Carlos #3 is not a bad stick to learn how to retro on. You probably got some flavors you've never even tasted before on that thing.
Oh yeah, they're always super smooth too. See, my ash is splitting. It's not the burn is okay, but my ash has started splitting. Still tastes pretty good though.
My burn is less than okay, but the ash is good. So
yeah, you're outside too though. So
yeah.
Thank you. He said, "Oh, it's pronounced Theman." Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that pronunciation.
Theman. So see, even I was saying it wrong. He said, I've tried to explain retro to some buddies and they still don't get it. That's one of those things, man. For me, it's harder to explain on camera. Like I taught my wife how to retrohale in one day. If I could sit next to you and see what you're doing in person, it wouldn't be that hard to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
You just gonna have to bite the bullet a little bit and realize when you're learning, some smoke is gonna get down there. It's just inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm past the days of making fun of people for it because, like, if you're not going to learn it, it's on you. But you know, there's a time in my life I would make fun of people for it. I get pretty mad at them. It's like you're paying whatever you're paying, and you don't want to explore what the master blender is trying to present to you.
Correct, because master blenders do retrohale, and so you have to keep that in mind when you're paying attention to, or if you're reading their flavor notes or strength recommendations. All that stuff comes into play. All your great master blenders, Julio or Christian Aroa, Max Fernandez, whoever, Dion Giolito, all those guys retro. So when they're pairing tobaccos and putting it together, that is, like I was saying in the live stream yesterday, smoking the cigar is not just smoking it, it's tasting it, it's feeling the texture of the smoke. It's a whole experience. So that's why I was saying it's so much different than smoking a cigarette. This is actually a very intimate thing, you and your cigar. So you would want, if you're wanting to be intimate with something, you want to have the full experience. So, but I realize that everybody doesn't know how to do it, man. But that's one of those things that once you learn how to, and you unlock so many doors to a lot of cigars.
Oh, you go back and you smoke everything, even the cheap bundle ones. You're still going to get a completely different experience. So Matt, I see your comment. I'm not a 9 fan. I'm actually a 52. I think it's a little sweeter. I think it's got a little more complexity to it. But I'm kind of in the majority or the minority on this one because most people are number 9 fans, but Ron and I both are 52 fans.
Correct.
So, yeah, I just think the 52, it's just it's just a little bit better of a cigar. I mean, they're both very good, right? You know, when you're paying $15 a stick,
Right.
Drew Estate does that Liga. I mean, the 952 and the Unicos, they're all very, very good. You can't go wrong there. But I'm just more of a 52 fan.
Yeah, I would say that too. It has a little bit more sweetness in it that I've grown to accustomed to liking. Oh, Leon, what's going on, man? I thought he was talking to us, but he's talking about everybody in the chat. He said, "Afternoon, ladies and men." Fred, if I didn't, man, Shaq, what's going on, Fred? Fred was also on the live stream yesterday, man. So like I was telling everybody, if you weren't a part of that live stream yesterday, make sure y'all go sub up to Cigar Head TV, man. Another up and coming cigar reviewer doing some good stuff over there.
Ron, I think you're doing too many live streams. You're burning people out.
Am I burning y'all out?
I think they're just tired of seeing me.
Probably tired of seeing me as opposed to you. You've only been on a couple of them.
Yeah, but I'm not good looking like you are.
That's subjective too, man.
Listen, when I get my I'm looking for maybe end of August when we start doing live stream, or end of August I'll have a new background and well, it's went and bought a shed today. Well, I ordered. I have to go actually look at it to confirm it. But I'm gonna make that my man cave at the new house we're moving into on August 10th. So I'm excited for that.
What you picking up now?
So that citrus has really moved to the front for me, but then there's less cream, and I've got more of a natural tobacco flavor going on.
See that there's no cream for me. I would say the citrus kind of there's a little cedar starting to jump into me too. Right now I'm gonna say medium strength for me too. I would say I'm gonna say middle of the road for everything so far. Same. Nothing's like crazy intense. The body's solid. You know, it's not super dense or anything. The finish is medium too. I would say this is a pretty medium cigar.
Yeah, I thought I had like a cocoa going on there for a minute, but it didn't reemerge again on the last couple. So I think I'm just making that one up. But I swore it was there for a little bit.
You wouldn't be the first one making up stuff.
Yeah, but at least mine's not going to be like, see, I'm terrible because like I just try to wash them from my mind when I hear the stupid ones. Like this is nut moss from the underside of an oak grown in the Bermuda Triangle,
or barn dust. Fred said he hadn't forgot about that egg neither.
Glad you didn't. I did. I'm kidding. I pulled it out. It's packaged and ready to go, Fred. I just need to get your address, buddy.
Leon, we are smoking the Crowned Heads Los Calaveras 2020, the brand new Los Calaveras that came out. Smoking the 56 ring gauge. See what Matt says. Interesting. I'll have to buy a T52 because I do like sweeter flavors. Just got a 5-pack of Drew Estate Norteño and Don Pepin Blue in the mail too, letting them sit for a while. I'll tell you another. That Don Pepin Blue and Lancero is very good.
I
always my father Lanceros.
Yeah, I mean, I only really mess with one of those Lanceros, and it's the La Promocia, the pink van. That's the only one I really get into much these days. And I'll tell you what, that Norteño, that's underrated line, man.
Very.
Bang. And I hate to always compare it back to money, but like I might pay even more for that stick, to be honest.
Yeah, and it smokes well in the larger ring gauges too, which I was surprised at. It's a really solid line.
Yeah, it was a very good addition to what they were doing.
Yes.
And I think the band's cool.
Devil says I can only catch a couple of live streams with my work schedule. Hey man, like I tell everybody else, these live streams are good too, because a lot of times when I put out my official reviews, a lot of people are like, man, I wish they were longer so I'd be able to smoke. So if you aren't smoking during the live stream, you can always catch the playback and listen and kind of smoke along too. So that's kind of another nice thing about these live streams too.
Man, it makes me so happy to see everybody smoking these already. Like I like Crowned Heads a lot. I don't think I think people walk by them in the humidors. This is just my personal opinion. They sell okay in our shop. They sell better online. But I just think they do a lot of things right. I mean, the Juarez line, you and I can't say enough things about.
And you see, he just posted a picture the other day, finally, about the Chihuahua. So I'm really excited about that. It's
out there now. But like, no joke, I look forward to this release every year. I like the concept behind it. I like how it got its name. I like how he does the band, with the initials. And then it's always been a good smoke.
I would agree for the most part. The only one I really didn't care for as of recently was the 2017. But then I heard about a year after release, people were smoking through it and was like it was a lot better than when it first released. But I didn't really care for that. The 2020 I really liked a lot when it first came out. I haven't smoked that one in a while.
Yeah.
Rick G is also smoking the 2020 Lost Calaveras. You have to put in the comments, Rick, what you thinking about it.
Yeah, and which size too.
And which size. Prudence says, nope, every chat I learned something.
Well, I'm running out of chats then to actually like disseminate my information. I don't know that much.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, at some point you're going to see I'm just kind of one-trick pony.
No, but it's cool. I think it's cool too because for me, you know, there's not really any ever subject matter, but then, you know, you'll get the people, the regulars that are always in, and then sometimes you'll have the newer people that come in and ask questions that don't know anything about you too. So I feel like it's always limitless on what you can talk about and stuff like that. And then, of course, many people, you included, y'all have mentioned cigars I've never smoked before, so I'm always learning something from you guys too. So
yeah.
Douglas, what's going on? He's from Scotland. Andre, what is going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Andre?
Brother Lee Mac didn't care for the 20. Yeah, I watched his review yesterday. He's not really a big Lost Calaveras fan. He's kind of how I feel about most Maduros right now is how Lee Mac is feeling about the Ecuadorian Habano. He smoked quite a few cigars in the past month. I know that has had Ecuadorian wrappers, and he just wasn't a fan of it. It's just not his thing.
Yeah. I'll say it. If you guys haven't heard me, if you like Maduro wrappers, get them, guys. I can tell you right now, some of our bigger companies that we've tried to restock with, we can't get inventory. So
I am starting to pick up a soft cocoa note now.
Boom! I wasn't making it up. I knew it.
Picking it up now.
Yeah, Matt.
It's actually what's carrying the finish on for me too, which is nice. Robusto size is what I had great smoke output. So that's the only one after, well, the Torpedo too that comes in the sampler. But after I smoke this one, I'll need to smoke the Robusto and then the Torpedo as well. Kirby, what is going on, brother? I like it. I'm picking up a fruitiness. It's a 46.
Okay.
Well, you're probably smoking the 48, Rick. If it's the 2020, was it? It came out in the 48, 52, 56, and then the Torpedo technically is a 50 ring gauge.
52 ring gauge.
52 ring.
Yeah, and so like Ron said, the only way to get to Torpedoes if you're in your store, and they'll have like a little box of the Lost Calaveras next to it. They should be about $39.99 before whatever your state's tax is, but that's the only way to get the Torpedo. So
that is also what's good about Pennsylvania. No tax.
Ain't that the truth? I mean,
Fred said, have y'all smoked the Don Kiki? Yeah, I have not, but I got a coworker here that swears by him. So I will be smoking Don Kiki cigars here soon, but I just haven't yet.
I'm trying to remember. Is that the Karen?
That's I forgot. Karen Berger. Yep, that's her name.
Yeah, that's a good stick. So I love what Karen's doing. So I forget how I got turned on to her, but it's been over a year now. Man, like everybody found out about her right away because you couldn't get her stuff because you can order directly from her. So I tried to order a couple boxes, and she's like, I don't have any. It's going to be a couple months till I'm restocked. I was really sad. And
well, that's probably good for her. That means people are buying and liking them.
Yeah, I think it was the K that she did, like was named after her. So
okay, because I know she had a husband that was into it, and then he passed away, and then she took it over, right?
Right.
Okay.
Garland, I don't think I got your email, bud. If you sent it and I didn't respond, I'm looking through right now and I don't see anything from you. I do apologize.
Yeah, so far I'm digging this one more than the 48.
Yeah, and you looked at me funny when I said let's do the big ring gauge.
Because you know how I am. I'm looking at you like you sure you want to do the 56?
Garland, I have the email. I am so sorry. Yes to both of those. I got you. We have those 5 packs. I'll get them out the door for you tomorrow or Monday. Tomorrow's Sunday.
Oh, James, we're already talking about that too, or emailing and stuff. You might as well, you got a couple of samplers that you got set up for this too, right?
Yeah, so I just you know, I got to make a little money every once in a while.
All
Um,
right.
that's a bad joke. So you know, most stores should have this. I'll be honest. Hopefully they have, because like I said, I love Crown Heads and I want to see more. But if case you cannot find this at your local brick and mortar, I've got two samplers today, guys. The first is all three of this series, um, without the torpedo, just because, like I said, that comes exclusively in theirs. So the first one is all three sizes, and that is $27.49 for all three. So it'll be about $35 after shipping, for everybody. And then what I wanted to do too was, so you've heard Ron talk about the inventory of Black Lion. It's kind of all over the place in a good way, very good capacity. Um, we actually have 2018s and 19s left and one 2017 box. So I threw together a 2018, 2019 sampler as well, and 20. So it's the red, green, and purple band. And in that, you have the 2018 54, which is the 6x54. You have the 2019 54, which is a 5.5 by 54. And then you have this year's, which is the one Ron and I are smoking right now, is the 56. So if you just kind of, you know, you want to kind of explore how the line's grown over the last 3 years, this is a good sampler to do it. And that one's $29.99 as well. So really easy, excuse me, on the wallet, but a good way to explore what they're doing this year if you don't want to commit to a 5-pack. So
Very true.
yep. And obviously Ron sent me works for all of those, so you can save 10% more too.
That is a fact. Yeah, like I said, their code is Ron sent me, and that'll get you 10% off. So that'll obviously help with shipping costs, or you know. Garland said, Ron got my hands on Supreme Leaf. My B&M got 5 boxes. Very good.
But now, see, it's not very good. Garland, I'm upset at you, buddy. You need to say, I got all 5 of my B&M boxes. When it comes to this stick, man, more is never enough.
Man, I know.
I was selfish. I stopped at another shop. You know, I travel a lot, so I'm always in and out of other shops. And there's one I frequent pretty well. They like me. They know me, even though I'm kind of a competitor to them. I walked in, they had 20. Walked out, they had 16. Called my buddy. My buddy called. They're mailing him 4. I got a text later that day, like, stop telling people we have the boxes because we don't want to sell out. And I said, stop telling me that I can get them.
All right, fair enough. Sydney, what's going on, man? Regardless, he started laughing. He said, I wish I could have. I'm sure they probably had a limit on it. And some websites I saw were only offering 5-packs. So
yeah, you know what I even saw in this? Nah, I'll be nice. I won't describe it in a certain way, but I'll say there was only one website out of everybody doing this that I've seen so far was you had to buy $100 of Aganorsa to even qualify to buy this box.
Dude, I ain't gonna even make no comment on that, but yeah, that's crazy. And then here's so think about this too. So if you run a B&M, well, you do run one, but if you running another one, or you running your own thing, right. and I come in there 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm spending good money buying cigars, and then this one comes out, and you could literally look at me in my face and tell me, nah, man, you got to buy some other stuff. It's like, man, I shop here all damn year, man. Like, how are you gonna tell me I got to buy $100 worth of stuff to get these cigars?
Yeah. And I saw one today. It was their last box. And I mean, this is more common. They did a raffle. So it was 25 spots, $10 a spot. And you got entered to win that last box. So a little different, but I was like, man, that box is now $250. Woo.
That's crazy. Uncle's in the building. What's going on, Lee Mac?
Hey, Herbie.
Yeah, I was about to say Herbie said something to you.
Yep. Herbie, I can do that. Just get a hold of me. The Instagram is up top. If you want to send me a message so I can get shipping, or I'll put the or email address in the chat right now.
And that is exactly right, Garland. He said that's wild. That's like taking advantage of people because you got the goods. And like I said too, man, if it's some people you don't, especially if it's an area where you know all your regulars and stuff, it's just like, how can you tell somebody that you know is spending thousands and thousands of dollars a year to keep your establishment open, keep your doors open, and look at them in the face and be like, you can't just buy a certain amount of cigars. You know, it's just, I don't get that, man.
I knew Lee Mac.
Bad business.
I knew Lee Mac would get what I was talking about right away.
Bad business, I
can't say it's bad business because it's business and all business is good, but Might be dirty and shady, but
Dirty, bad, shitty.
I know. You know me, man. It's like, like when people say like they dislike something that in today's world that automatically means they hate it. It's like, no, it's dislike and hate are not the same thing. So
Mr. NJ, finding Supreme Leaf is like finding a bottle of 25-year-old Pappy Van Winkle.
nah.
I'm not gonna say it's that hard, but
Mr. NJ, you need to message Ron and I because I think we can make one of those appear if you really want one.
Yeah, it ain't that hard.
How you?
And the good thing about the Supreme, for the most part, all the websites that I saw, all the links, nobody was price gouging that bad. It wasn't like nobody was trying to, like you said, somebody was trying to charge $250 for a box. It was, if I saw them float between 95 and 120 after everything was shipped out the door. So it's like, you might pay a little bit more before a cigar that's limited like that, then it is what it is.
Well, that's and listen, I'll be honest, Nick, who owns the brick and mortar and, helps facilitate Black Lion. He asked, he goes, hey, should we do this? I said, nope, nobody else is doing it. Why should we?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was just funny because then 2 days later, I'm like, all right.
Tyler, I agree. Lee makes say lost my business in the future for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't shop there anymore neither. Tyler said, just found a box of Sin Compromiso tucked in the back in my local shop. Can't find a lot of boutiques here in Kansas.
I'm so sorry, Tyler. I mean, that not that you found the box, but you can't find boutiques. I think.
And Janae said, trying to purchase the Summer Showdown now. Yeah, the code won't work on that one, Janae. So yeah. the code won't work on that sampler, and it won't work on if you sign up for the monthly cigar club.
Yeah, Janae, I'll be honest, we cut that price pretty good on that summer sampler. So in talking with Ron, knowing it was for you guys right away, I said I don't really think there's a need. So that code's kind of built into that price already, because it's meant for you guys. So I don't want you guys to have to type in something extra, so that price is cut pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Obviously, Janae's not gonna feel that way, but like, y'all take each of those 8 cigars and write them down and go to your local B&Ms and see how much they charge for those cigars.
Yep. Yeah. Tyler, I do want to know which Sin Compromisos did you find though? Do you remember what the box was? Is it the number 5s or what? I think that number 5 is one of the most common. And
that's not bad, Garland. Here in Memphis, where I'm at, that's about what it was at the B&M too. That's not terrible. I mean, it's over retail by $10 or $15, but
yep.
Yeah,
but I mean, Garland, it all balances out, right? So like, if you bought it through Black Line, we were $99.99, but then you got to add $8 for shipping. So, that's $7 more at your B&M with the state taxes that you're rolling with. So, it's all relative in the scheme of things, especially for something like that. So,
right. Dwight is here in Memphis. He said he picked up 4 Supreme sticks here in Memphis, letting them sit before I smoke one. Not a bad idea.
Treasure them, Dwight, man. Make each 4 count. That's all I'm going to say.
Travis, what is going on, brother? Hailing from Washington State.
Hey.
Prudence says, I'm on the wait list at Neptune, not too pressed because it may be too strong for me. I will say that the Supreme does have some strength to it. And knowing you and knowing what you like to smoke, I still would say that might be a cigar you still would, like I was saying before, if you could find 1 or 2 of them, I still would say buy it. Maybe smoke one right away if you like the flavors. It might be too intense for you. You could let it sit for a little bit. But if that's a cigar, I would say that if you've been smoking for a little bit, I would say that's a cigar I would still recommend trying, And of course, you already know, like, if something's getting too intense or too strong for you, all you got to do is put it down.
Well, and, it goes without saying, Prudence, if you want to sell the box, we can have a conversation if you don't like it afterwards. I'm more than comfortable.
Lee Mac said that he said that in his chat the other day. Somebody or Pariah wasn't a big fan. He was like, if you don't like him, you can always trade him or sell him. Like that, you're not gonna have a problem or trading or selling the Supreme Leaf.
Yep.
Ventez, I know you got a few.
I'll be nice and I'll give my number. 12 is how many personal boxes I'm up to now. And I still don't think that's enough.
I'm under you, but not by much.
That's not including the shipment I've got coming to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tyler got the number 7. Is it the number 7 or the number 5 that I like a lot?
I'm a big fan of number 5 personally.
What's the size? I think that's the one I like too. The 7 is 7 by 56. I want to say the number 5 is a. Sounds like you clicking into looking it up now.
Yeah, you think I know that off the top of my head? Yeah, that number 7 is the Parejo 7 by 56. I'm sure I'll get made fun of for my pronunciation. And the number 5 is a Toro, so it's 6 by 54.
Okay, okay. Now, for me on this cigar, I'm still going medium strength. But what has happened is it's not bitter, but the flavors have definitely dropped off for me. You know how it was so much stuff in the beginning?
Yeah,
it's not as many flavor notes I'm picking
Agreed.
up. It's not bad, but it's not bitter. It's not bad. It's kind of moved down to just being kind of average right now.
Yeah, I definitely have.
And it was really, really nice.
Yeah, I definitely have black pepper like sitting on my tongue now more than I had before. So I'm enjoying that. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I love my black pepper.
Black pepper. Say no problem. Still purchasing here to support. I really appreciate that, Janae. Like I said, you've been rocking with me for a long time, so I really appreciate that. Ventez says he has 7 boxes.
Smart move, Ventez. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna be worth gold someday. That's all I'm gonna say.
By the time they worth gold, I ain't gonna have none left. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Now I'm a little better than you when it comes to keeping these ones.
Yes.
I mean, I've got like a couple, times the amount of sticks you have, so it's a little easier.
Oh
yeah, a little easier for me to bury them in the back of the humidor as opposed to you.
Yeah, I open the cabinet or I open the door up and see orange box. I'm like, I want to grab one. Had one last night too. Still good.
I figured you would.
Herbie said, James, do you have Macanudo vintage?
We might have Maduro 1997 left.
Picking up almost a little almond now too. Smoke production's getting a little bit better. I've only had to do one touch up, kind of on the fence if I'm gonna have to mess with it again, but I know yours has been burning a lot better than mine.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I'm outside. Herbie, I will be back in the shop tomorrow. I will message you then.
And Garland said, James, are you getting the new Perdermo 10th anniversary?
Yep, we have ordered them on their way.
Alex, this is not alcoholic beer. I'm just drinking root beer, which is really good. I don't drink it much, but I found a really nice one, and this is really good. It's pairing very nicely with this.
I got a little mocha iced coffee I made at the house. That is
tried the new Mac Brazil. I have not had the Mac Brazil.
Same, I have not had it either.
I like Brazilian tobacco though, so that might be something I'd be interested in. Mr. Clark, what is going on, brother? Tyler, update. It is 110 outside.
Ooh, Tyler, I am sorry.
Oh man, Alex asked a great question. He said, "Did you get the Paniolo? That 2020 was very good."
Yeah, that was very good.
I know Gary's chasing after some too, as we speak.
He may have a package on his way.
Not surprised.
A-Rod, hit me offline, buddy. I just need to know a number.
Douglas asked, Douglas over in Scotland asked, do you post to the UK?
Yeah, Douglas, once again, send me an email with that stuff. We just need to have a conversation as it relates to shipping charges. Obviously it's going to be a little more. So we typically, how we do in the past is we work on splitting the cost. So, there's a couple other people I've had the conversations with. It's just, I want to make sure you're comfortable with that, and that ultimately, if it needs to, I don't want to sound terrible, but some guys, they want 3 cigars sent to them, and the postage is 20 times more than that. So I encourage them, like, listen, if there's a couple things you want to spread out, think about it over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll get back for a big order and we'll work out payment then. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, it makes sense to order kind of if you're gonna go ahead and pay for the shipping, go ahead and get you like a nice size order in. So it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, Douglas, get a hold of me, please. This is delicious. I'm really impressed by, like, they're not all the flavors are there anymore, but like not one is overpowering the other. It's just sitting together really well.
No, I would say that too. For sure, this has been a better experience than I had with the 48 ring gauge because, like I said, the back half of that when I started picking up some bitterness, and it wasn't like super strong where it was like off-putting, but it was there enough to where it was just kind of, man, like damn, you know. And then that's why I was sitting. I was like, I just think it probably needs to sit a little bit longer.
Yeah, like, so normally, like, I try to run away from bitter. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll put it down. But this one, the secondary notes underneath, right? That pepper, that cocoa's back for me a little bit. It's all sitting underneath that, so I'm definitely okay with this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as of right now, if I'm in the B&M and I'm looking at the 48 or 56, I'm gonna grab the 56. Even though, so I was saying the retail on this one is $12.95. I think the 48 is right at $10. So I feel like for the experience I'm having right now and the experience I had with the 48, I'm having a much better experience with this one. So that would be an easy pick for me right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've got the other two with me, obviously, because I wanted to be able to show them to you guys.
Yep.
So maybe I'll try to light one of those up if I get some time.
Not a problem, Fred, man. You know I got you, man. James, Travis asked, you gonna try the leather rose from Deadwood?
He asked you.
Maybe.
Not.
Maybe I might try that. Sydney asked James, what Lanceros does Black Line have looking to try anything?
We have a lot. We've got the Nat Shermans, we've got the My Fathers, we've got Bombay, Foundation, Macanudo. General Cigar has a number. We've got I was just grabbing some the other day. We've got Protocols left. Yeah, we've got a good number. We've got a couple Aladino Lanceros sitting around.
I bet those are good.
You talk about a citrus flavor.
I bet those are good.
Yeah.
Thieman also asked, do you ever do expedited shipping? When I ordered the summer sampler, I only received the flat rate option.
We can. So we took that off. We took it off because I was getting a lot of nasty feedback on that. And so I can. So if you just put it when you do the orders that you want it expedited, I'll respond back and let you know the price. And since some of it is, you know, depending if any orders over 150, we also ship for free. So it just became a little too convoluted to have that on there. So
yeah. John, welcome back, brother. And anybody get the Protocol John Doe 2.0 today? I haven't smoked it. I've smoked through most of Protocol's line, and I was not a fan of any of the cigars I smoked.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to pick up a Protocol these days. I just don't go out of my way for them.
I was very fortunate to have a very special person send me a nice care package that had pretty much their whole line. And so I got to smoke through it, and I didn't smoke not one that made me go, man, I need to go out and chase after that cigar. It was just
Yeah, and if memory serves me right, I think Protocol has really scaled back their production numbers. Not that it scares me a little bit, but you know, you guys know how I feel about limited cigars.
Yep.
Anything under like 500 on a run, I'm not just a big fan of because they'll go quick and you can't get them again. So
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like that too, man. Like, or mentioning the Supreme Leaf, like if that would have been a 1,000 cigar run or something like that, and I got to smoke a couple of them and really liked it and couldn't get it again, that would be pretty unfortunate for me, man. I'd probably have a come apart.
Yeah.
But Lee Max said, Lee Max not a big Protocol fan either. What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, man? Brandon Jenkins says, what's up? A-Rod is not a Protocol fan either.
A-Rod, I knew I liked you, man. A-Rod, I missed you today, buddy. I was really looking forward to smoking something new with you, and putting your palate to work. I'm not gonna lie, I was really looking to see that palate at work today. I'm sorry you couldn't join us, bud.
Another really good dude, man.
I'll tell you, man, that was, you talk about a small world in the Army. So A-Rod, I'll shout you out here a little bit. So A-Rod was an early fan of Ron Real. And it just like so happened that he ordered through Black Wine, and he saw he could do local pickup because he's in Pennsylvania. Then it so happened to be local pickup is actually in his city, and he's about 10 minutes away from the shop.
Very nice. I'm jealous.
Yeah, so it's been a pleasure getting to know him in person, and you know, you're just a good dude, man. You are so much fun to be around. So, and we had a small little event at the, not even an event. We received a couple bundles of the the JSK, the guys that do Crawl, Carlot, Nugs, and the Red Knight. They did. You guys may have seen it called "Fuck the FDA." You know that we got that, so we were smoking that together as a lounge and a couple other people because the blend's not really disclosed outside of the wrapper, so it was a good stick. So, and absolutely yes, always family first. Always family first.
John, we're smoking the Lost Calaveras 2020. James Cody asked, or he said, "Evening, fellas. Might I ask what cigars would I receive for July if I sign up for Black Line Cigar of the Month Club? Does it differ order to order, or can you even share that info? Thanks again." Or thanks, John.
So Cody, that's a good question. So some of you may have heard me make fun of Ron the other day, and he knows it because we've talked offline. Ron is probably my greatest marketing asset because he's beautiful and I'm not. He's got a great following and I don't. So Ron plugged the club really hard the last couple of weeks leading up to our launch, and he blew through our inventory quantity. So unfortunately, I had to stop the rolling window, which was going to be July 1 to the 14th. Anybody who signed up would still get that. Unfortunately, we had some pretty rare you can get the sticks, but one of them we wanted to do was aged. I just don't have any more of the aged ones laying around. So I had to make the hard decision that anybody after July 1st was not going to receive it because we literally came up to the number I had ready to go. So anybody that signs up between July 2nd and the end of the month is going to receive the August package. And I cannot tell you what's in that because that's not that. You gotta wait for that excitement.
Thieman says, sorry if this has been asked before. Is COVID holding up any new product line productions?
It's holding up everything, not even new.
Shipping, everything.
I mean, factories are shut down. There was one factory that reopened and it had to shut down a week later. So I don't say this lightly. Like if you walk into your brick and mortar and they're running low on stuff, it's not because it's a cash flow. It might be cash flow, but more than likely it's because everything's on back order.
Yep.
We have done and I'll kind of pull back the curtain. We have done more orders from other shops than we've done actual retail or actual manufacturers lately because they need to move stuff. We want that product because it's not moving. You know, certain regions stuff moves and stuff doesn't. So we've done more of those lately than I think we've ever done because we're trying to refill inventory as best as possible. So yes, things are absolutely shut down on new production. There are a number of new lines that are not. They're all delayed. Part of it was also this time of year is the big trade show convention, and that didn't happen. That's when new brands, they announce their trade show deals. They roll out new lines, like this is one of them. And things. So things are all just delayed and backed up, unfortunately.
And speaking of crown heads, if you guys are out there and you see any La Kareems or Tennessee Waltz, buy those. John has been out of Tennessee Waltz for almost a year now, and I think the La Kareem has been right around there. He's having a hard time filling the order because of the Connecticut broadleaf shortage. So go ahead, James.
I was going to say, so those of you, and I'll be honest, if you want the Ron Real sampler, at some point I will have to cut it off because we do have the La Kareem in there, and I know that's a limited run, or not. It's a limited availability, and I had to pull it off the shelves because we still have people trying to get at it. And I said, I got to take care of Ron in the Army first. So at some point, I will have to shut that sampler down because of having that La Kareem in there. I mean, we've gone through enough boxes just to support you guys doing this, but just kind of as a heads up to everybody.
Yeah. All right, later, John, man. You take care. I forgot to mention, Bruce, did you hit the like button too? I forgot to ask you that when you came in earlier.
You know Bruce did. Got
to make sure Bruce hits that like button, man.
So I don't know about you, Ron, but I am salivating. Like I do not need a drink on this last third.
It actually has improved something. Like I said, there's no bitterness at all. The finish for me is still medium, still no strength, or I still say textbook medium strength. This is a good cigar. This is much better than the LC58 that I had. Much better.
You know what I'm noticing? It's not burning hot either. Like the smoke is not hot in the mouth right away. I'm not letting it cool so much on the Retrohail. To the touch, it's still nice and comfortable. This is a very much credit to John. This is a well constructed cigar.
Yeah, this is really. I'm a fan of this one too. This is nice. I might not be a huge fan of the price tag, but you know this. So for me, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't buy a box of these, but this is something. If you see a nice 5-pack on a nice sale, or if you're in your B&M, you want to grab 1 or 2 of these. I would co-sign it.
Yeah, that's what coupon codes are for, right?
Definitely. Yeah, Lee had that issue, the bitterness issue with the 52.
Well, Lee, I'm not arguing that the bitter's there, but I've got a really nice balance of it's definitely still has the cocoa. It's got the pepper.
Yep, cocoa's definitely, and pepper, yeah.
Yeah, and there's that leather for me is back, and it's just got that natural tobacco. So
yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Lee, that you know yours had that bitter, but I've got a really nice balance to all this. So I can hang with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would agree with that. Black pepper, cocoa, leather is right there now too. What's going on, James G? The other James G.
Ron, I'm really surprised that you and I are like spot on these notes right away. Normally we differ. I mean, we're similar, but we differ. But that's what I'm saying. This is a really good well-made stick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it right now. I don't. Like you said, it's even as far down as I am, it hasn't started getting warm or anything. I don't have anything bad to say. I think I just did that 1 or maybe 2 touch-ups, but and I do think with some age, I think this is gonna get better.
Yeah, I will say though, this is and it's not a complaint. It's very similar to 2019.
See, I don't feel like and I think the problem with the 17 when I first got it, the flavor notes were all over the place, and it didn't feel like it was as balanced as the cigar as this one is, fresh out the gate.
Right.
Now, true, I only smoked 2 of those right away, and I was just like, it just ain't for me. So I haven't smoked any since then. But I've heard from a lot of people that the age did really well for that. And I think sitting right here in July is really good. I think around September, October, November, this is gonna be even better. But I think he did a solid job. This is a pretty decent blend here.
Yeah, the only thing I took that band off, and I've got a little glue residue. But other than that, I can live with that.
Yeah. Do you have, I mean, just being unbiased too, if you're or are you walking into a B&M and just spending $13 for this?
Yeah, I am.
How often? Is that something you come in maybe once a week and don't mind having, or you feel like it's good enough for that, or you feel like every blue moon I grab one and know it's good, or where are you at on that?
Probably once or twice a month.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those. So I really struggle with the balance of cigar smoker and cigar seller.
Right.
So the cigar seller in me smokes everything. Right. I really push myself to explore and make sure I can say I've tried something or I can recommend it. The cigar smoker in me loves crown heads.
Right.
So like I always like to see what crown head selection people have.
So, and I'm kind of like that too. So with Lee Mack and Steve Saka, still very, very good friends, but he likes some of the cigars, but not everything. Same thing with me and John. Like I like John, the person. So like anytime John, I'm going to always buy a crown head cigar if it's new. Just because I like John, the person, I like supporting him. He's a class act, man. He sent me the sampler, the full or almost the full size run of the new Mil Diaz, which can't wait for you or Lee Mack, or you and Lee Mack both to try that. I've even said I think Lee Mack is gonna really like that cigar, even though he has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. But yeah, I don't like everything he does too. Like I wasn't a fan of the Chamuco. There's a couple other cigars that came out last year. I just wasn't that huge on. Yeah. Always a big fan of the which I don't know how that's gonna work too. The La Kareem Special Edition that he does with the shortage of broadleaf. And somebody just asked about that Connecticut broadleaf shortage. Do you know what the cause of it is?
So my understanding of it is the market for it has grown every year, and so it's just a supply and demand issue. And in particularly now, the last 3-4 months is just the COVID shortage. So I don't know this, but we're all educated cigar smokers. You think about what it means to not have people in those factories managing your inventory, managing your fields. So I imagine you're going to lose some crops more. That percentage is going to be a little higher than they normally lose. But there's just such a greater demand for it. It's kind of like the Mexican San Andreas push the last couple of years.
Yep.
Everybody had to get in on it because everybody else was doing it, and all of a sudden there was a little bit of a shortage, and you had to be one of the top dogs to get it, or you had to have the.
I was just about to say that you got to think too. So somebody like Steve Saka or Nick Melillo, they're going to go in and cherry pick and get as much of the good quality Connecticut broadleaf they can. So that's going to limit the people that like using Connecticut broadleaf. They're just going to be able to walk in, and it's almost like the COVID issue with toilet paper.
Yep.
Like people walk. It's almost like I was here first. Like before the shortage started happening, I'm buying as much as I can. So if you're coming in behind me, you're only gonna get the scraps or what's left over. So,
yep.
And I think that's why you're starting to see a lot more people using Connecticut broadleaf as a binder or some in the filler, because the leaves don't look as pretty or have some flaws to them. So they're still using it for the flavor component, but it's not as pretty. So it's not Steve Saka or Melillo might look over it because it's not going to be good enough for a wrapper. Yeah. Well, somebody else will come in and be like, well, I'll still buy it because I can use it as a binder or whatever. So,
yeah. So I want to hear from the chat. Obviously you guys know that Ron and I are big Crowned Head fans. What do you guys like to smoke from their lines, or why don't you smoke from their lines? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So.
Now I'm starting to pick up a little bitterness now, so I'll probably be pitching soon. It was like a light switch.
Yeah, my burn has deteriorated here a little bit.
Yeah. See, I mean, I'm getting bitter now, but look where I'm at in the cigar. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine pitching that out.
You chugging away.
Yep. I'm fine with it. I would agree with that too. I think Crown Head cigars do age really well.
They do.
Yep. Aganorsa stuff seems to age, like Illusions, Warp. They seem to age really well. Anthony said he's going to try the Cosatia 146 by Placentia for the first time. I actually did not particularly care for that cigar, I wouldn't say it was a bad cigar. It was just a pretty average cigar for me. And when I'm comparing it to like the Reserva Original or the Reserva 1898 and the Alma Fuerte, like it just doesn't hold a candle to those blends. At least for me, it doesn't.
Yeah, like I was talking to a buddy today who got his hands on an original run of the Placencias.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I said was, "I'm sorry," and he kind of laughed. He goes, "Why?" And I was like, "It's a bad cigar. It's just like what they're doing now is just light years."
Yeah, light years way. I think even Lee was talking about that too. He never really was a Placentia fan because when he was smoking the older stuff, he wasn't a really big fan of it. So it took me some working to get. And then he smoked the Alma del Fuego and didn't like it, and I didn't either. So, excuse me. When I came to him with the Alma Fuerte, he was like, "Man, I don't know if I want to smoke this." I'm like, "No, you got to smoke this. I'm telling you, it's a great cigar. You got to smoke this cigar." And thankfully he did, and he's enjoyed it. So I agree. I think what they're doing now is much, much different.
Oh, that Juarez Shot XX, man, that's
fantastic cigar.
And yeah, man, that whole
lineup, and it's priced accordingly too. So I'll have to even go back and look at what the price is going to be of the Mil Diaz because it's made by Tabacalera Pichardo, the same company that does Juarez. So if they have that priced around like what the Juarez is, that's going to be another really, really popular cigar, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have boxes of the Juarez at my house. Like, I just think they are phenomenal. I mean, I've sold more than I've smoked at this point, just personally, because so many people just don't. They look past that. It's an ugly white box. It's got a weird bowl on it, and they just don't give it enough love. And then, like,
if you see the price, you might think, oh, it's gonna be cheap, some shitty tobacco or.
Yeah, like I have a buddy. He buys boxes now of it. And he only uses it to smoke to fish, while he's fishing, and he loves it. He can't look back from it now. He's like, I've never had such a good quality stick that won't break, and I'm not affected by the elements, and he just enjoys himself.
Yeah. Mystical said he just lit up the Supreme League Toro. The See how long they need to rest. So far, is ready to go.
Sydney, that is a freaking great stick, man. And I like that.
Yes, it is.
I like that size. I did not think I was going to like that, but like, what is it, like 4.5 or 4 3/4 by 48? Really good stick.
Brother Woods, we are smoking the Los Calaveras 2020 in the LC56. That is what we smoked today. The man said the La Kareem was my favorite since it had so many variations and flavor notes. It seemed like changed on every draw. Yeah, that's probably the La Kareem and the Tennessee Waltz are probably up there for me too.
Oh, thank you, Wendell. I saw that order and I packed it today, buddy. So it'll be going out tomorrow, or I keep saying tomorrow as if it's post office is open. It'll be going out. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Like Ron said it before, but I mean it. Thank you all for giving me a try. You have my commitment that I will try my best. There are some days. This week was one of those weeks. I tried my best.
Yeah, you were running around, man.
Yeah, I mean, so some of it is like I don't like to pull back the curtain too much, and Ron gets most of it though, because like I told you, you got to have people in your life you can count on, you can trust and talk to, and you know I use Ron as a sounding board a lot just to make sure I'm what I think is the best path forward is the best path forward, or if it's not, here's why I think it is or why it's not. So Ron knows some of the ins and outs of the struggles I've had, and mainly the struggles are we grew too quick. And so there's some systems in place that I've like been redoing and auditing, and I try my best. But thank you, Wendell. I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. You're a young, hungry kid trying to not even kid, sorry, man. trying to do something good and fun, and I think you'll see that over the next couple months. And I promise you, if you guys hang on through, if I mess up every once in a while, you hang in there with us, you're going to be really proud to support Black Line and say you're one of the early customers, because what we're going to do, what I want to do with Ron, he doesn't know all the things yet, because I've got some curveballs I'm going to throw at him, and I hope he's going to be like Jackie Robinson and crush that shit out of the park when I give him the opportunity. And I mean that from just I love baseball, but then also as, you know, an African-American content creator with Ron's goals, I want to make sure I put him in the position to be the first to do some things. So
I'll curveball with you, man. Just when I think I know everything.
Yeah, we've got like literally, like, I'm not gonna lie, that Sokka STFU. I said, hey, here's what I want to do with you. Here's why. You know, it helps me, it helps you, but it also helps your army. And what other content creator do you know is doing open Zooms where you actually invite the subs in to smoke with you and at that level? And not gonna lie, somebody was watching, because they're gonna do it now. They're doing a variation of it, but they saw us. I'm not saying names.
Yeah, man, definitely always people eyes are always on you, and I feel like whether you're doing something good or bad, somebody's always watching. So that's definitely proof in it that people are watching. So definitely been enjoying all this, man. Like I said, all you guys make this completely worth it for me. So very happy to have y'all all here. Very happy that y'all have grown and have a fondness for James and Black Line too. So I'm happy about all that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Juan Carlos, what's going on, brother? Tyler, I don't think I have smoked any Crown Heads yet. You have to do that, man. Grab you a couple and try them out.
Yeah, man. You are not gonna find if you're a local B&M or even a different one you don't frequent. If they have them, ask them if they do like a buy 5 get 1. Get in on it, man. Just grab 5 different ones. Take some time, reset the palate in between, even if it's all in the same day.
Yep.
And I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to hear a follow up to it, because I don't think they can do anything wrong.
Say we got James G likes the Buckeye Land. Chris Floyd, what is going on, brother?
Buckeye Land's a good one.
Yeah, it is. It is a good one. You have to be in the mood to smoke that, though. For me, it's a good cigar, but it's not something I could see myself smoking really, really frequently. I just have to be in the mood to smoke that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is smoking a Southern Draw Brimstone. Man, if you are outside, make sure you have some hydration and some food on your stomach. That's what I will say.
Yes, I if you guys can find that fuck the FDA, I will just say I went to Waffle House before is all I'm gonna say. I needed every bit of that grease.
Mystical smoked the 1926 number 9 natural from the Cigar Club. Such an amazing cigar from start to finish. I agree, that is a great cigar.
Hey, listen, full credit's due. That was Ron's idea. I'll give him credit on that one. you know, when it was like, hey, this is what I want to do, you know, Ron, give me your free advice on dream with me. Like, if you had to help start a club, Ron, you know, what do you think people would want to see? And so I made him dream for a little bit, and he came back and he said, you know, my love of Padrones. He goes, I don't know if I've really ever seen that tubo in a club. I said, well, it's because most clubs are trying to make money. I said, I'm not. I'm trying to do things differently. I mean, y'all can do the math. You know the sticks in there, and then you think about the packaging, the materials. If there's any money made, it's maybe like 50 cents.
So I you know, and it's for me seeing pictures online and stuff like that too. So I want to mention the people that may already be in the club or that are just joining or thinking about joining the club. Keep in mind that Black Line and James are just starting out. They're a lot smaller than a lot of these other companies. So you might not see the big old nice fancy bags and all this nice packaging. But what you are going to get, and what I saw from the first month, is the money is going into the cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Which for me, as a cigar smoker, that's more important than being able to look at a nice, pretty package. And the cigars are taking a hit from that because some of the cost in that is to substitute the packaging. So keep that in mind. Just remember, we are all cigar smokers, and the slogan that they have, luxury for the blue collar cigar aficionado, I think that reigns true. So just keep all that stuff in mind, man. I think their mission is to get as many good cigars as they can into people's hands. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I'll say it. I waited this long. How far into this chat are we? Like 50 minutes or something?
Probably an hour, a little bit over an hour.
Yeah. And A-Rod just said it. I don't smoke the box. You know what you do with that box? You throw it away. You try to throw it away before your wife or your husband gets home so they don't see it. You got more cigars in the mail. I've been there. I know that. I know that box. Listen, I like the stamp. The stamp was fun to design. I like going. I actually have my 3-year-old. He helped me with the box, put the stamp on. It was a family affair packing those boxes. But I know you all throw it away because I didn't keep any of them from any other club I was in.
Right. I was just thinking about this stuff too. So, you know, the club gets bigger for you. You end up getting bigger. Of course, 2 or 3 years down the road, James might not be the one packing the boxes, but this stuff is very intimate and very special to me, that the guy that you're talking to right now is the one that actually is the one packaging all this stuff up too. Like it's just the little stuff I think that counts, man. It makes things different.
Yeah, and
separates you from a lot of other people.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. You heard me. I alluded to it. Like it was a week. It's been today's the 11th, so it's been like 10 days really. I underestimated the amount of time it took to pack those damn boxes.
Oh, I knew it was gonna take a while. I knew it would.
Yeah, so like, you know, I thought, listen, internally the goal was 30 people for a soft launch. 75 is what I ended up with. Right. You can do the math on, like, you know, the percentages above and beyond what I thought we could do. That's why I make fun of Ron for like blowing up my club. Thank you though, obviously. And thank you all guys for subscribing. But and I, you know, my kid went to bed at 8. I was like, I'll have this done by like 10. 2 a.m. Nope. Printer ran out of ink. I had a couple defective boxes in the batch. Truth be told, there were some cigars I did not include because they didn't look good. I was like, nope, not the quality I need to represent. So now I had to replace those cigars out of the, you know, the inventory I had. So little things just slowly added up. So
just the little things. Janae says, James, I go straight to the big trash can outside. So you know what she's saying? F the box.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a question earlier about
Fred, you take care, man. Fred had to go, so appreciate you stopping in, man.
Yeah, I'll take care of you, Fred. RA. I don't know if so I've got 2 3-stick samplers up on the site. One is all 3 of this year, and then one is 3 sticks, one from each of the last 3 years. Or if you want, I do have 5-packs and singles up of each of them from this year. The singles are a little more expensive than the bundle. You know, if you want to do like, oh, I want 2 of this, but 1 of the other, I'd recommend doing the trio sampler from this year, then adding 1 on because it's going to be a little cheaper for you. Yep. But you know, if you know what you like, there's 5-packs. There's even boxes available if you want them.
Alex said he's a new dad. He said I walk straight upstairs when I have cigar packages come in. The wife's still recovering from the pregnancy and can't walk them steps. Yeah, man. I understand.
Alex, preach. Look, I timed when I found my wife's grandfather died, or grandmother, died about a month ago, and so she's also a teacher, so she's off during the summer, and so normally I don't order a lot during the summer because she's home to get all the damn packages. It's not fortunate. We'll miss great Grammy. She was a wonderful person, and trying to explain to my 4-year-old son where great Grammy's at, because you can speak now, and he gets the concept that she's an angel and she's above him now, looking down on him. So that was really cool to see him get that. But she's been up in New York more, trying to take care of the family, get all the estate settled and everything. And so I was like, when she's like, "Hey, I'm going up this week," I was like, "All right, how much can I order and when can it get here?"
I know, but you know what? Fortunately for me, I'm, with y'all sponsoring me and stuff. So like Nikki just expects packages to come in. So it's just like, even if I'm buying stuff, she just automatically assumes everything's from Black Line. So it's like,
and listen, listen, my wife does not complain. She knows that cigars has been part of my lifestyle. When we got together in college, she knew that I liked them. So like, she does not complain. I take care of her with Tiffany's when the time, when it's appropriate. It's like I've got my cigar. She gets her, her nails, mani and pedi every week, and she gets her nails painted. So like, we all have our things that we need in life that, make us happy. So it's all good.
No, yeah, I agree.
Rick, be good. Thank you for joining us, buddy.
All right, Rick. Peace out, man. Let's say Mystical Gent saying that yellow cellophane on their warp time has been very good to the Tiempo. I would agree.
Mystic, you wait till, I don't know if you've smoked it yet, but you might have, because I know you're a smoker. You see something
Mystical's got a very good palate, and he smokes a lot of really good cigars.
That's what I'm saying. He knew the truth when he saw that thing right away. He probably jumped right on it. No jokes. Those boxes have been in the humidor since I was a customer and then moved to this side. It took every ounce of energy not to do it, not to buy them for myself, because in the back of my head, I knew what I wanted to do with that box or those boxes. So I'm glad I had some self-control, and luckily I've got some personal ones that have been aged as well, so I didn't necessarily need them. But normally I don't miss a moment like that.
He said he already smoked it too.
I knew. Yeah. So
see, Mystical like me, man. Like, get good. I'm smoking it, man. So that's why. And then people wonder why, like, well, why do you buy so many boxes of certain cigars? I have to, because if I like a cigar, I like the Plasencia Alma Fuerte. Like, I'm gonna have 3 or 4 boxes of that because I like that cigar and I'm gonna smoke it quite frequently. So I'm gonna buy boxes of those.
Well, and then you can guarantee its age too.
That too.
Like all my boxes have a date stamp of, if I don't know when it's made, because some don't tell you when it's made anymore, but I always make sure that I put a stamp on it when I buy it, or like something I write on it so I know when I bought it, so that I can get it. I know when I'm digging in how old it is.
See, you better than me. I
got
to get better about that, man. Like, I know, like, when people send Lee Mac cigars, he'll put the band around the foot with their name and date on it. I think Martina Maya will do that too. I'm terrible about that, man.
Yeah, it took me. I was probably at like 1,000 sticks the first time I did it, and that took a long time.
Very good message from Cowboy. Shout out to Cowboyism too, man. Really liking what he's got going on over his channel, man. I like his personality, real laid back. Like I was saying before, I gravitate towards like-minded people like me. He's been supporting Black Line lately too, so I really appreciate that, Cowboy. If y'all are not subscribed to Cowboyism, make sure y'all go subscribe to him too. I think y'all are gonna like what he has going on. He said if Black Line Club becomes anything less than personal, it won't be special. I joined because I didn't feel like just a number. And that's a good point, Cowboy. And I have full faith in James that he's not going to let it get to a point where it doesn't feel like it's not it's not personal.
Yeah, I'm having the internal conversations with me, myself, and I about what that number, if I ever have to cap it, looks like. Right, because there's a limit to what the reach can be as a one-man army, and there's a reach as to the quality of cigars.
Right.
Like, I'm going to throw a couple curveballs at you guys, and you're going to be like, what the hell, James? This should not be in my box. This is a shit cigar. I can get this anywhere. I promise you, if I'm putting it in that box, it's because there's something I don't want to say you've missed as a smoker, but like, you need to give it a try. I promise you, every stick is going to like come because I've smoked it, I liked it, and it's not coming because the rep gave me a great deal, or it's not coming because I'm getting paid and all these cigars are free and from the company because they want to push. And I'll never do, and every box is going to be one brand of cigar. I just don't think.
Yeah.
There's enough club that do that. You can be part of those clubs, and
right.
But if you want, I said it the other day. My club is nothing new. I didn't invent this. What I'm doing is I'm giving you something that I think is an improvement on some of the other ones, or maybe a mixture of all of them. I think that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I that's kind of how I geared my channel. So there's a lot of things the other reviewers do that I like and don't like. So I take a little bit of something from everybody that I like, mix it together, and try to make and then I present to you raw and real. You know,
Yep.
so that's kind of how I work with it too. Alexander, what is going on, man? How you doing? I actually threw out the second cigar in my life today. Buddy gave me a 7-year aged Gurkha Figurado, and it tasted like menthol cigarette.
Ooh. So I rarely will throw out a cigar. I have put more down that I forget about
Yep.
that I've thrown away.
I've had to throw away a few in the past. Usually, like if it's bitter or like today. Actually, today I threw out a cigar. I won't mention the name or what it was, but flavors were pretty good, but it had a tunneling issue. And then I cut the part that was burning bad to see what it was. And when I cut it and looked through the cigar, I could almost see the head of the cigar. It was a very nice size hole all the way through it. So I had to actually, I have it still in the ashtray. This is how much cigar that I threw out. You can still see the hole in there. I hope y'all can see that.
Bruce,
so I pitched it.
Bruce, be good. I got your email, buddy. I've got a reply back coming to you. So,
Johnny, what's going on, man? Anthony said he's been smoking for 40 years.
Anthony's a guy. He knows this stuff. Anthony, I haven't forgot about you. I know you probably feel that way. I told you there's another decision maker in that decision on the conversation. So I'm just waiting to get that answer. So thank you, obviously, for this week. But I haven't forgotten. So I want this week to hopefully be a one-off, but I just can't guarantee it yet.
And I know you'll like hearing this. Mystical said I'm actually canceling my other club and just sticking with Black Line. And I feel like what James is creating and what he's trying to put together is Mystical. You're the epitome of the smoker that he's trying to go after. Yeah. So I feel like you'd be very pleased with the club that James has got going on.
I hope so. I've got some things planned that I think are, like I said, they're not new, they're different. But I'm gonna challenge. Like Ron and I'll give credit to Lee-Mac. Lee-Mac was one of the first people I've heard say it. And somebody messaged me like, "Oh my God, did you hear Lee-Mac said this about your club?" And I listened. I said, "Thank you, perfect." I don't want people joining my club expecting one thing, getting a different result.
Right.
Because then, at some point, it's like, well, who's the failure on? Is it a failure on me for not communicating what the mission of the club is, or is it on them for not, absorbing the information that was in front of them? My club is not for new people.
Right.
It can be for new people with the intent on you want to build up your stash to have in 2-3 years. That's the only way a new person should join my club. My club.
And I even mentioned that in the live stream too. I was like, now with me telling you this, if you want to still go ahead and sign up, then I can't tell you not to. I can't make you not sign up, but just don't. You know what I mean? If you're just really new into smoking 3-6 months, whatever, and then you get the clubs, you get these cigars. Like, man, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more skin in the game. Get your palate up to par a little bit. And like I said, because I think I can tell looking from the outside in what James is trying to do, and it's for the season. The intermediate to seasoned smoker that's got a really good grasp on their palate. That's what he's designing it for.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of feedback from the first club box already, and I've got even more that I anticipate getting on Monday and Tuesday. The Warped and the Guardian of the Farm Maduro have been the most talked about in actual conversation. Cigar, not the Padron and not the HVC. Even though most people haven't had that HVC, right. It's that Guardian of the Farm Maduro that they've not had in that small, because the JJ is the box pressed.
Yeah, right? Rambo's what, like a 4.5 by 50?
Yeah, I've had more people like, oh my God, I did not anticipate this flavor profile. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I didn't expect it to be this much or this less. It doesn't cost a lot. That conversation, and then people were like, oh my God, I've never had and Ron, you saw the comment, the cracker crumb, the cinnamon flavor, the citrus off that Warped. I mean, that's textbook Warp 101 right there, though. And if you've never explored that line and you've never got those flavor profiles, Warped is going to do that for you every day.
Right. I'm a big Warped fan, too. I think they do really well. They do some good stuff.
Yeah, Cowboy, if you get in on it, man, try smoke those cigars, and you're going with a clean palate. I think you're going to be blown away by what Warped has been doing for all these years. And you're like, dang, I walked by this, or my B&M, like, challenge your B&M to start carrying them. Like,
same thing with Illusion. They've been around for over a decade. You'd be surprised how many people, because their bands are very simple. The box is very plain, so people just walk right by them and don't think anything of it, not knowing that everything that Aganorsa is doing right now, everything that, you know, like the Supreme Leaf and all this stuff. Dion's been doing this. He's been doing this.
I would call Dion's kind of the OG, man.
He is. I mean, he is in this style of blending. Like you go back and smoke a ECCJ or Ultra or a Singular. Like Dion's been blending like this.
And so then here's the other thing: you get into Illusion, smoke them a little bit, find yourself a one-off plus 53. Don't start with that one-off 53. I promise you, don't do that. Smoke through the lines, give them a try, then find yourself that 53, then message me. And we'll have a conversation about why I told you to wait on that stick. And then you're going to be like, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Definitely.
I mean, you know the story behind it. And I promise you're going to look at the price point and be like, no, I'm not paying this. Pay it once. Pay it once and experience the moment with that stick. And then you're
give it a shot, because half the people out here, they're going to buy a Padron or a Davidoff or an expensive Opus X. Do yourself a favor and at least buy one of those.
Mystic, I see your comment. Do you know, I don't know if we've had the conversation. Do you know why that stick is so special? Don't put it in the chat though. Just say yes or no, please. Because that's not, I mean, I will share that piece of information, but it is not out there for a reason. So I would like to keep that within a very small circle. It to the point I might give you my phone number to call me, so you don't have digital proof that I said it.
Then all of a sudden you see Black Line just disappears. Like, what the hell happened to Black Line?
Oh, Mystic knows. Okay. Yep. And you talk about like innovative, fun things that guys do that go under the radar. So,
and again, that's why I was saying Dion's been doing crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
look out for Illusion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, if you can find the Hot 10 or however you say it,
Hot 10,
Hot 10s.
Yep.
Listen, if your store is lucky enough to have any, not the 88s, but the 888, and don't get it confused with the Fuente Inejo 888, look for the Illusion 888. Very simple white band, looks like a Panatella. That is considered Dion's personal cigar. It's not out there a lot. We don't even have them. They're tough to find. They're tough to get.
Same thing with the ECCJ. They haven't been around in years. So if you see an ECCJ, pick it up.
Did I send you all of ours? I can't remember. Were you the one that took them all?
No, I didn't. You said, or I bought a box of Alt 10s.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yep. But no, I'm gonna probably be reaching out to you here soon to see what else you got in your inventory where I could steal.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love seeing the mix of people that have had warped and haven't had warped. So that's awesome.
Mr. Clark said Illusion HL fire. Man, I'm excited to see what y'all are gonna be doing, man. Because I know you're gonna. Like I said just earlier, I know y'all are gonna be putting some good cigars in people's hands, man. So
yeah,
I'm excited about that.
I'm not going to tell you what month, because obviously I've got a lot of it mapped out. So that the good thing is, like, it's not next month, because I know the releases usually ahead of everybody else, so I can plan stuff.
Yep.
I've got a Connecticut in there, and then you're like, oh, James, Connecticut for real? This is not a Connecticut. It's not a traditional Connecticut. You're going to be like, what the hell?
Well, they say not your grandfather's Connecticut.
Yeah, but I would say this is not your daddy's Connecticut either. Like, it's not your brother's Connecticut. This is a Connecticut that, don't sleep on it. And I will be honest, it's split 50-50. You like it or you don't like it.
This is what I talk about Mystical too. You see what he just put in the comment. He just got the 500th in the smaller size. Picked up a few. Will probably go back quickly to get more before they disappear.
They came in. You all saw the Instagram post. 3 boxes went out the first day. 3 went out today. We've got 3 left, and we're trying to get more. Is all I'm going to say.
A-Rod asks, do you have Black Honey?
A-Rod, we got OG Run, the original year of the Black Honey.
Actually, I did a video with the warp sampler that involved the Black Honey in it.
And it slept on, man. Nobody jumped on that thing.
Nobody did. It had 2 Cortos, 2 Grand Reserve 1988s. Both of those are fantastic cigars. And then it had a Black Honey in it. And I can't remember the price, but I remember it was very good. Very competitive.
Yeah, that sampler is down. It's not up because we're waiting on the Cortos to get restocked, because they go quickly on their own. Yep. And then likewise with the 88s. But A-Rod, next time you're in the shop, buddy, they're in the Padron cabinet all the way to the top shelf. So you just got to get somebody to key you in, and they're up there.
Wellington, what is going on, family? But what are you thinking? You still Cigar still performing good for you?
Yeah, I don't have the bitter.
Yeah, maybe I was smoking a little fast too. That might have been a reason why I was starting to pick up a little bit on it.
I know you were trying to end our conversation sooner.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm always trying to get off the phone with you quick, man.
Yeah, Ron hates me sometimes because I'm I'm that dude on the freeway or the highway. I will not text. I'm like that dude. I will, if you're on the phone and I can see you looking down when we're going 80 miles an hour, I will honk and I will give you a certain finger and I will keep honking. Anytime. So anytime like Ron starts texting, I was like, nope, call right away.
Man, y'all Northerners are so aggressive, man.
No, see, that's not aggressive, man. I am tired of my big thing in life is, and I say it to my wife, and we have open conversations about it like every day, because I've got love my sisters, but it is what it is. There are controllable moments. Every day is 1,000 controllable decisions that you make. There are some that are uncontrollable, and I will acknowledge that. You being on the phone at 70 miles per hour, controllable. Going faster, controllable. I do not tolerate accidents that come from tolerable decisions. I say this because my wife's car has been totaled twice. I have nearly died once because of an asshole. Those are controllable decisions, and I have no room. I don't care if it's a 911, because you don't text 911, you call 911. So like, there's no excuse. Like, I'm just not having it.
I had to do something for Cowboy said, I'm waiting on that warp sampler when you get it.
Let me dig. Let me see what we got laying around. Maybe I'll create something special for you, Cowboy.
Lee Mac said, all right, dinner is done and I'm back.
Man, Lee Mac, I gave you all that praise and you weren't even here the whole time. God dang it. A-Rod, let me know what time you're coming in. We got I don't think he's on, but one of Ron's good guys, E-Man, is sending a buddy to the shop tomorrow. So if we can maybe coordinate some schedules, we can have a little Ron Real Army get together in the lounge.
Y'all have to let me know how that goes. I'll be jealous, sad that I'm not gonna be there in person, but hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be making my way up north to run a few errands and run across a few people.
Making my way downtown. Sorry.
Lee Mac said, damn, I missed it all. You can repeat it again. I won't mind.
No, it's not authentic anymore, Lee Mac.
No, Lee, he was praising you about, when you had your video about why should you not join a cigar club and, giving various reasons for different clubs. And he was praising you because he was happy that you were telling people certain clubs are meant for certain smokers or geared towards certain people. And he was praising you on that, just not trying to say, oh man, this club is for everybody or everybody come join. This is like, hold your horses. This isn't for everybody. This is a specific club, just like Pravada is, just like Luxury is, just like Small Batch, just like CI, Smoking. They all have their places. So I thought that was a very good point that you made too.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, I have enough trouble handling the volume I'm at now, and I don't want to, Lee Mac, I don't want somebody joining the club that is expecting one thing because they didn't read, or expecting one thing because I didn't articulate it to them. And so, trying to figure out, like, is it my fault or is it their fault? And I you hate to be, because the customer's always right at the end of the day, and I would hate to say that they are. So I appreciate you saying that, like, I'm not a club for a new person. I know that. So Chris Floyd, if you've ordered, you've seen the name on your receipts, on your statements. We are Harrisburg Beer and Cigar, 3842 Union Deposit Road, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I promise you, walk in, you're going to see beer and you're like, nope, wrong place. Keep going. Humidor is about halfway on the right, and you walk in that humidor and your hopefully your jaw drops. And then, talk to me or Nick, and then we might open up another humidor for you to come visit.
As you see, Quincy had to make his daily live appearance.
Hi, Quincy. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, there's that smile, Quince. Quince, you're such a handsome little guy, buddy. Thank God your mom was involved.
You probably couldn't hear him a few minutes ago. He was screaming to the top of his lungs, running around the house. So,
oh, I heard him. It's like that dog whistle, like I think us parents of young kids know that sound.
Oh yeah. That means get in the house.
Chris, you're up there for a family, man. Small world. Let me know if you ever come back up this way, Chris. I'd love to just sit and burn, and obviously my treat. I'd love to take care of you.
Everybody's saying, hey, Q. You say, hey. Full on entertainment, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We were at so the house we bought's not quite finished. It's new construction. We got lucky, got a great deal. We've been there almost every day since we put all the money down and signed everything and gave our souls away. We stood there for 2 hours the other day because my son wanted to watch all the tractors work on the yard. It was like the best 2 hours of my life because it was quiet. He just stared out the window.
Hey,
You gotta take
hold
him.
on, let me let him out real quick. Hold on.
I always appreciate when Lee Mac's in the chat too. I don't have to talk as much. All right, I think I'm about done with this. I can't keep it lit anymore. I'm done with it. I can't keep it lit. So,
well, I still think overall I enjoyed it. Like I said, for me, it's definitely a better Vitola than the 48, which is hard for me to say. I love that. Typically, I love that 48 ring gauge, but I'm a fan. So, again, everybody that's watching, I don't think it's a box-worthy cigar, but I don't think I would mind having a 5-pack in the humidor, or like James said, every couple of weeks or something like that. You in the humidor want to buy one. I think that would be a perfect cigar for it.
Yeah, that's one of those sticks. I'd like to just, in my opinion, James the smoker, not the seller. That's one I'm always going to come back to and revisit to see how age is treating it.
Yep.
And that's a line I trust. I trust that annual release, so I'm always going to grab it. So,
Lee Mac,
that is a great question. We actually, Lee Mac, we smoked the Fuck the FDA this morning in the lounge. So I'm kind of all in on JSK right now. I like the Tyrannical Buck. I really like the Red Knight. Not a big fan of the Nubs or Nugs. They're just not my thing. But then they also have the Carlot. So the owner's going to be up at the shop here probably next couple months if everything goes well with COVID and all that fun stuff. So we're really big on them right now. Part of it is we really trust our rep who's a broker for them, and he has treated us right. He's not trying to push too much, and he's advising on the sticks that he sees are actually moving and not trying just to get us to buy boxes that won't move. But I'm really happy with the product they're putting out there.
And I will definitely be smoking more JSK stuff to get a full feel for the lineup. The only cigar I've had technically was the Tyrannical Buck Maduro. So I'll have to smoke some more things to see what they're working with. So y'all have to stay tuned on it. Might have a surprise for y'all with it.
Yeah, and I'll say they don't do anything normal. So if you're expecting a normal Maduro, don't. Same with the Connecticut. Same with the Carlot. They're just not and normal's maybe terrible to say. It's one of those, like, go in with an open mind and an open palate and really let the cigar guide your journey.
Which you always should anyway.
Yeah.
You always should. Lisa, he'll probably review the FDA.
Lee, do you have it? If not, let me know, man. I'm sure you've got it, obviously, just because you're you. But if you need one, we've got some at the shop because we had some leftovers from today, and we ordered maybe 40 more bundles of them.
I would agree with you too, Lee. I wasn't blown away by the Maduro, but you know how it is too as a reviewer. Like, even though that one particular cigar didn't do it, I'm still gonna be open to the line and trying some different things. There might be some other cigars I might love in there, but yeah, the first experience with it didn't really blow me away either.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for, there's cool marketing, right? The Supreme Leaf box, cool marketing. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So the FDA stick, it's not a box, it's a bundle. It's literally, they printed the first page of the 2016 congressional FDA report on how they want to do all this stuff to the cigar industry. So the bundle packaging is literally the cover page of that report. They're all signed with a particular F word. You could probably guess what it is, obviously. So I'm a sucker for stuff like that. And they only made 499 bundles because that's how long the 2016 report was. It was 499 pages. So I give credit to that marketing team that took the time to think of, how are we going to deliver this product? And rather than just say, here's a stick that meant to, middle fingers up, but they put some thought into it.
I'd be interested in trying that one too.
Yeah. Board talk. I do my best to price match. I will be honest, Habana's is prices that not many people can match, man.
Man, they normally they don't have it all the time, but they do a specific sale for Placencia cigars that just. I even told James, I was like, man, I want to buy this from you, but he was like, oh, don't feel bad. I grabbed one too.
Yeah, so it depends on what it is. I will say that, board. The only advantage you have with Black Lion versus I Havanas is weeks. And depending on last week, Black Lion was a couple more days than normal, but I can get it to you a little quicker. So just message me what you're looking for, and we can at least have a conversation if you're willing to let me give you a chance at it. So, and yes, Sydney, fool was exactly the word I was looking for.
Yep, that's it.
Whenever Quincy shows up, it has to turn into a family friendly show.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably about to get ready to get off here and mess with him for a little bit before it gets too late.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't do a rating system like Ron does. But to me,
I mean, I didn't write any notes down. I mean, probably off the top of my head, this is probably like a 87, 88-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and like anything that Crown Heads does, another year from two, I'm sure the numbers tick up a little bit. Yeah, give it a try every once in a while. Grab a couple, squirrel away in the humidor, and if you really like it, then dive on it, obviously, because it is the smallest run that they've done to date, because they reset the numbers. So,
and also don't forget, if you are having trouble finding it in your local B&M, James is offering the sampler packs that one sampler has the full size run minus the torpedo for the 2020, so you'll get the 48, the 52, and the 56, and then the other sampler has the 17, 18, or no, sorry, it was 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, and those are 52, 56, 56, and 52. So,
and the code, the 10% off code does work for those, so keep that in mind too.
Yes.
But I'm sure I will talk to you a little bit later, man. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in to see what we had going on. Definitely enjoyed the cigar, enjoyed the company from James and all of you. And y'all be on the lookout. Y'all know I go up at any random time at any given moment. Might not know who might be on it. Might be me by myself. Might be James. Might be Lee Mac. Could be anybody. So y'all already know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. Don't forget to be driven, never motivated. James, if you want to leave the good people with some words.
I can't top that other than thank you. What Ron and I do is driven by you guys. So thank you.
Y'all be good, man. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all on the next one.